Hello and welcome, y'all. Today we're taking a look at the Outbound demo that has finally come to Steam. This game is one that I have been keeping on my radar for a long time now, so I'm really excited to see that we finally have a playable demo that we can jump into. Outbound. Explore a colorful world and build your own cozy home on wheels. Craft workstations and source energy from the sun, wind, or water. Upgrade and customize your vehicle, grow crops, and live sustainably off-grid with up to 4 players. The planned release date is Q2 of 2026. As you can see, there's a lot of customization options for the vehicle. Looks like once the game actually releases, you'll have multiple vehicles to choose from. There's also a character creation where you can have some custom options there as well. Not extensive, but there's plenty of options to make your character and your vehicle your own. The graphics in the game, I feel, are very nice. They definitely have a more cartoony feel as opposed to realism. However, I think it looks very nice. There's our vehicle, all purple and black goodness there. And we have a map, task log, journal with a bunch of different tabs. There's a multiplayer. So I guess if you're playing with other people, it'll show who's on the server there. There's quite a bit of information in that tab. All right, so you start off the game driving, and with it being nighttime for me because I sat there and let time go because I wanted to see how the time changed, how it looked. It is nighttime, so I'm going to find somewhere to settle in for the night. You do have the option to drive in first person where you see the dashboard and anything up there with you, along with driving in third person where you have your camera angle from the rear. Actually, the first spot we come to is a campsite, so it's perfect. We're going to go ahead and camp here. As you can see, there are 80 campfires in total in the game to light, and it's kind of cool that it keeps track of all of them so you know if you visited a place more than once or if it's your first time. Radio towers are going to be where you download blueprints, provided they're active, that they haven't been downloaded already. So these are some of the locations where you can get blueprints from. You can also get blueprints in other areas, which we'll take a look at later. But once you unlock blueprints, you go back to your workbench, and there you can see what blueprints you have, whether you have crafted them or created them, or whether they still need to be done. It'll tell you what resources you need. And there is a little mini game once you go to craft the items. After completing the mini game, you are good to go and you have the upgrades or the tools available. There is also an engine compartment here where you monitor your fuel and your power. So right there is your fuel, right there is your power usage and drain and how that's holding up. There's also storage in your vehicle, and also a flap here on the side to set your camp. With it being nighttime, we're just going to go ahead and sleep. Day 2.
A fresh new day.
All right, so you can put away your camp at the start of every day. You can drive off, and you're good to go. There are many different campsites all along the journey, all along the roads. You can stop at any and all of them if you like. Every single one of them has a campfire that I've noticed, at least in the demo. Gathering resources works about the same as majority of the survival games that I've played, whether they're cozy or whether they're not. You just run around starting off with picking everything up by hand, and then as you go, you're able to get tools to help you gather more or more efficiently. That is definitely how this one starts off. You're picking everything up by hand, and you're getting tools to help you make your life much easier along the way. Once you craft the hammer, you can build things like the countertops, for example, to place your little crafting benches on. Like this one, we have a recycler. You can even get decorative items like plants here, which are cute. The recycler is where you get the coupons to basically turn into the towers or the computers to get blueprints unlocked. You definitely want to make sure you are taking any trash you find and scrapping it into the recycler. That way you can get these tickets and you won't have to struggle with finding blueprints along the way. Got to keep tabs on your fuel. Make sure you have stuff in there to keep it going, or else you could end up in some trouble. All right, we finally get our first tool, which I'm going to go with the axe. I figured that's the one I'll probably use more than anything. You go through your little mini game here to get the tool crafted, and then we are golden. Now we can go ahead and chop away at all these big logs that you find, whether they're blocking the road or whether they're just out in the wooded area in general. I did find a few collectible little gnome looking guys all throughout. And apparently there are 100 of them in the game to find. So I'm really excited to actually dive in and see what the rest of them look like. They are stinking adorable. There's also cairns, I hope I'm saying that right, to stack along the way as well. There are 90 in total on the map. So we did find a few of those too. And then there are animals. Look at the bunnies. And you can feed them. How stinking cute.
You hungry?
There are also bobbleheads that you can collect. So you find these little vending machines here around the map. In the demo, there's only one, and there's only 3 bobbleheads to choose from, or to actually have pop out. So I don't know if there's going to be more. That is something I'm curious about because they are stinking cute. I'd love to have a bunch of little bobbleheads in my vehicle. But there we go. The first one we got is a bumblebee. Get the blueprint for it. There we go. And then you can just plop it down. right there on your dash. Of course, I had to go get more bottle caps so I could get the other two as well. So here we go. All right, we've got the dog. And now we got the cat. So we got all 3 bobbleheads. I'm going to go ahead and put all 3 on the dashboard here up front of the vehicle with me. And look at that. They're cute. You can craft as many as you want wherever. So if you want all dogs, all cats, however, they're too cute. I hope they add more to the full game release. Another way to get blueprints outside of the radio towers is to find little computers like this and different POIs on the map. You do have to find 3 different items to unlock the computer, and then once you unlock it, you get to choose a blueprint. As it showed there, it looks like there is going to be the option to have a pet companion, which is freaking amazing. I'm excited for that personally. The game does have weather as well, so I've noticed it be bright and sunny. I've noticed it sprinkle and drizzle with a little light rain, but I've also seen it storm heavily like you see here, and there's even lightning bolts that hit the ground. You can also unlock the blueprint to allow your vehicle to be upgraded to where you can practically build a house or a base on the roof, which is freaking awesome. Those of you who have been here a while, you know I love a game with a good building system in it. And even though we're very limited on the pieces for building in the demo, I don't know if there's going to be more in the actual release of the game, but even in the demo, it's enough to get me excited and happy for the building. Cute, it's cozy, and it all folds away onto the roof of the vehicle when you're driving, so it doesn't block your vision, which is amazing. And there you have it, y'all. This has been a look into Outbound with the demo that's available now on Steam for a short time. I did spend about 7 hours in the game, and I loved every second of it. It was cute and cozy. It had a little bit of survival aspect to it, and you get to build. So if those are things that interest you, I highly recommend giving it a go. Please remember to like and subscribe so you don't miss any content coming in the future. I want to give a shout out to the members of the Chaos Crew. You guys are absolutely amazing. Without you, none of this would be possible, so I truly appreciate you. A special shout out to the ultimate Chaos Crew member, the 𝓘𝓶𝓹𝓸𝓻𝓽𝓪𝓷𝓽. You are freaking amazing. Thank you for going above and beyond, my friend. It means the world. I have a link in the top right to another one of my YouTube videos if you would like to check it out. And remember, you are freaking amazing.